Hi guys, we're back. This is episode 4, and I'm Allison,
And I'm Christina.
and we are Cafecito and Tecito. And so today's episode is going to
Juicy as fuck.
Yes, very juicy. Okay, so what's today's episode about?
It's about friendships, friendship breakups, glow-ups, out with the old and with the new besties.
I think this is a very anticipated one on my end.
I think on both of us. I feel like we both have people watching. I'm sure a lot of people are expecting this. Me personally, I know I have people watching, waiting for this episode to air.
I agree.
First, I would like to talk about our friendship, if you don't mind.
Okay, what about us?
I feel like we're not where we expected to be.
As in life or as
In general,
I think so.
I never would have thought I would have been sitting next to you. I never thought our girls would be hanging out. I thought of it, but I never actually like pictured it, and now actually like living through it, it's great.
Yeah, I like it. I like the little break that we had. I guess you can say by choice. Maybe we needed it.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Yes.
So you really didn't think the girls were gonna be cool, or like they would be hanging out?
Not how they are, like having the girls sleep over, and I didn't picture it how it is.
Or picture this, me and
Yeah.
you starting a podcast?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't think so either. That's what I'm thinking, like,
Why are they hanging out together?
yes, questioning.
Questioning what's next.
Yes.
I do have a question for you because it's been bothering me for a minute. So, prior to us seeing each other as much as we see each other now, I've never seen you cry. Or I probably have. I've just never.
Oh my God, you asked me something.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the last few times that I've seen you prior to this,
Before my sobriety.
yes,
Okay.
you cry and tell me that you love me and our friendship. And I just want to emphasize on the crying. Why the crying?
I cry when I'm really either upset or I really am emotional, or it's either I cry because I'm upset or I cry because that's like how I truly feel. And like if I'm very proud of you, I'll cry. I have to, and it takes for me to really, really cry, it takes a lot. I think probably me crying was, I didn't think would be friends this long because there was a lot of people that probably didn't want us to be friends this long. And I was so proud of who you've become. And I've always told you that, the woman you have become today. And I'm just happy, like, I think happy for what you're doing, us as a friends. And I think that, I think it maybe was just the growth. I was just so emotional and then I was drunk. So what else did I say? I was like, yeah, that's probably why I cried, because I was just so happy that we were having a good time. And who would have thought we would have been together without the person that brought us together?
Yes.
And being able to hang out and still be friends without the person that brought us together. And maybe that was probably the emotion. Like, I just never thought it. And I've always I don't know, I've always been proud of you.
Thank you.
Being a single mom and very independent, like, period. I don't know that feeling. No, I don't know the feeling to being, trying to do it on my own and figure it out on my own. I've always had my partner with me. And so seeing you young have everything that you have accomplished, I think that's what makes me emotional. Yeah. You're welcome.
So let's talk about your sobriety.
My sobriety. I chose on New Year's this year. Everybody's like, oh my God, we got a New Year's resolution. Mine was I just felt that I was just drinking a lot every Friday and Saturday. And I enjoy drinking. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I just felt like it had consumed my life for months, maybe a year, to where I just been twisted. Teas got me twisted. I should have been a spokesperson. I freaking downed them babies like there was water. And I just felt like one day when New Year's came, I just told my family, I'm like, I'm not going to drink. I am going to drink, but I don't want to drink right now. I want to wait a little bit. I just felt that I was getting messy drunk to where the next day I would have to call my friends and be like, what did I say last night? I didn't mean to say that. I'm so sorry. And I would always question my kids, like, what did I do? And then they would be like, you did too much. I'm like, okay. So I didn't want to do it anymore. I'm doing it for myself.
Do you feel like you've lost friends due to, not lost, but maybe your group of friends has changed? Or, and I'm only asking because it's happened to me. So I didn't know that you had stopped drinking. Actually, you were the last person I actually drank with. And I remember just leaving and seeing somebody very close to me, very drunk. And I just pictured myself in that person. And I was just like, is that how I look? Like, is that how I act? Is that, you know?
No, you're a quiet drunk. I'm outlandish.
So I too decided just to stop drinking. So that day I was just like, I'm done drinking. Like, I don't want to drink anymore. I just don't want to be known as she's always drinking.
That's
'Cause
how I was known.
That's what I'm known for, yeah.
That's what I was known for. Everybody knew. Like I would get so wasted at home, I would just start calling people and calling people. And I had like 10, 15 people at the house. And then it was just like I would go to the restroom and go to sleep. And I would leave my husband out there with everybody.
Really?
Yes, lots of times. And I would get drunk. So I didn't like it. And then having to call people like,
So me personally, me drinking, my circle was so much more bigger. Me sober, my circle is so much smaller. I don't get the, hey, what are you doing this weekend anymore? I don't get like texts like, hey, let's hang out. I don't get me basically being sober. Not that they're not my friends, but my circle did get
I don't think they understand.
very small.
That I feel like mine don't understand. You know what? I think some of my friends understand. I have some that support it. Like I have a couple of friends that support it. Some friends that just like, but you didn't drink that much. Why did you stop? Why don't you want to do it? And like I had one good friend. She was just like, well, you cry a lot for your brother. And that's another topic. But yeah, she would just tell me that I cried a lot for my brother when I was really, really drunk. And so it was just it's just some friends that just don't understand. And I had another friend who was just like, well, why? You can still drink, you can still. But I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then there's some that are just I don't even. There's no point of calling them because I know I wouldn't even know what to tell them. Like, hey, I want to come over and play card games. No, there's just like some friends to and not to. So, but I've been fine. Just the other night I was sitting there like, remember I called you? How many times did I call you? I was like, texted you. I called you. You're like, you took too long. She's like, no, you have friends. You just chose to text very late.
Yeah. Do you ever
Late.
feel like you need a break from friends? And I'm just saying because we took a break.
Mm.
But have you taken breaks, or like what would be your reason for taking breaks on friendships?
Just taking breaks. I've taken a couple of breaks. You know what? I have a really bad habit in general. I have a really bad habit in general of just um, taking breaks with friends. Like we can spend a long every weekend together. We can go out of town together, and then it's suddenly like we won't. But I think we just know that we're just like a phone call away type thing. And so they don't get bothered. There's some that be like, you just don't want, why don't you call? Why don't you text? I do have some needy friends that need that extraness, but then I have some that understand. But I feel like, I think as friends, we need a break from each other.
Yeah.
I learned that now as being older and having a long time friend. Like I was saying, I learned now with the experience I had that sometimes it's good to take a break with friends that you've been a long time with. What do you think? Do you think every friend needs a break?
Yes. Yes and no. I've only had one best friend, and she was my high school best friend. So I have had a best friend. She's the only best friend. She's the only friend, even up to date today. She's the only one that knows everything. She's the only one that knows everything, like everything you can possibly think of. If me and her one day stop talking, like she would be the one that legit knows everything. Well, her, we stopped talking. So she got married. She has her kids, and I don't want to say it's the husband's fault, but she's always like, "Oh, I'm too busy,"
Oh my goodness.
or I'll
You're gonna
text
see me move
her,
around. Keep on going. I'm
or
listening.
I'll
I gotta get
text her
comfortable.
and she won't text me back. I've tried to be like, "Hey, let's hang out." She always uses her kids as an excuse. So I was like, "You can bring the kids, or I'll go to you." And like, nunca, she'll never text me back. She'll never
So it wasn't a bad falling out.
make the like she doesn't make the attempt to see me, so it's like, why am I gonna make the attempt to see her? And I kid you not, I think I saw her maybe one time last year, but every time we see each other, it's like we pick up right where we left off.
Oh, like if no time has passed at all.
Yes, but I do have my feelings hurt, and we always talk about it, because every time we see each other, there's like a little bit of animosity. The last time I saw her, we were drunk. She was drunk. I was sober.
Mm-hmm.
I had just had my car wreck, and I was limping from my legs, and I was sitting down, I think, in a chair, and she was drunk. She was trying to fight me.
What?
Yes, she was trying to fight me over something that happened in high school.
Oh, not
And
the
she
feelings
was,
from high
yes,
school.
yes. And
That
this was it last year? I think I want to say it was last year or the year prior to that.
and you were here at your house.
I went to her house. I went to her house and she assaulted me.
Y'all fought?
No, she was so drunk. She forgot I was crippled. So I'm
And that
looking
was there.
and I'm looking at my daughter
Yeah. Sorry.
like, hey, like it's time to go, like let's go. She's like, no, fuck you, bitch. Like she was just going at it hard. So she was upset over something that happened in high school, over her calling me not answering, another friend calling me, and me answering the other friend.
Really?
Yes.
So did you ever talk after, like the next day?
The next day, I texted her. The
This is
next day, we went to Burger. Actually, this is a really nice place. I don't know if you've been there. Burger Island
Mm-mm.
or Burger Lake, something Burger. Burger
Mm.
Lake. We went to Burger Lake the next day.
With her, like nothing.
Yeah, so we went to Burger Lake the next day, and she's sober. So I'm telling her like, hey, like, do you remember? She's like, yeah. She's like, but you deserved it. And I'm just like, and that's the last time I think that I've seen her.
And she just told you like that.
Yeah, so like,
Was it awkward?
I want to say I'm in my feelings, but I'm not in my feelings.
But I mean, was it awkward when you saw her at the lake and they acted like she tried to act like nothing, but then
Yes, but I was like,
because you love her.
yes, like I was crippled, and it's like you could have hurt me. Like she was legit trying to fight me, and I was just like, I'm a fighter. Like don't fuck with me. Like bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that day, like I was sober, so I'm just like, no, like let me go home. She's drunk. She's talking out of her ass. She doesn't know, and I don't know. It's just not the same.
No, that's wild.
Like the love is there, and if she was to call me like right now, of course I'm gonna pick up. But it's just, you try to still have that friendship with that person, and if they don't make the attempt, it's like, why should I make the attempt?
Yes.
And I've invited her to everything, like my birthday parties, my daughter's birthday parties, the Valentine's. I invited her, and I haven't spoken to her.
Did she even reply to your messages?
Nothing. Any invitation I send her, she just hearts it. But I know she's not gonna show up. But it's the attempt of me wanting her to be. She was the best friend that I thought our kids were gonna grow up together.
Okay, we have to stop because I'm actually gonna cry. Like, you see me? I'm actually gonna cry.
Oh my, you can't stop us.
Oh my god, this is how your viewers are gonna feel. They're gonna be like, okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, so she legit she saved me out of getting my ass kicked by a specific person. Like I would call her like, hey, like I'm right here, and she'll go in a heartbeat. When I ran away from home, she was where I stayed at.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom too. She'd take me in. Her mom would take care of like my daughter when she was like 2 or 3. Like, yeah.
Really?
You're making me cry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I made the attempt to like call her and but like no contesta. So I didn't give up on her, but I gave up on making the attempt to have her in my life. Because it's like, si tú no me estás regresando like the calls or anything, like I know I did my part by trying to have you be a part of my life, be a part of my daughter's life. She did show up to Nats, to my daughter's quinceañera.
Uh,
And it's just weird because we see each other and we just act
nothing.
like nothing, but it's like I wish I could have her like come over.
More present?
Yes, yes. But she's that one friend that like
Choose your way to die.
yeah. And up to this day, like I wish I could say the same. I don't know if I call her right now, she probably won't answer.
Let's call her. No, I'm just playing. I was like, let's call her. Let's test it out. No, I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
she was legit. And I up to this day I always say like, oh, she was my high school best friend, or she is my high school best friend. I've introduced her to my smaller group, but she's never around, and like they remember her. She's really sweet. She's very old school, she's really sweet. And she left a mark on my now new circle. So whenever I hang out with my new circle, they're like, well, where's your best friend? And it's like, I know she's not gonna be around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she's around, like, but yeah. Yeah.
I had a best friend, a big best friend that I had since I was, I think, middle school. I think as you get older or you grow, there's signs, but we choose not to see them.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe it's best to love each other from afar
Yes.
than to keep on trying and having them in your life. Because I had a friend like that, and she was a great person. Anytime I called her, she was there. I can honestly say she was a ride or die. My kids loved her a lot, and they loved her like they would call her Tia. I should have listened. So there was a so well, everybody knows I'm married, right? Was she single? So she's free to do whatever she wants, and I had never stopped her from like doing her. But there was a point that she did tell me, she's like, because I called her one day because I saw something I didn't like, and I was just like, well, if this is happening, you should just tell me. We have. She's like, well, it's because She told me, she's like, well, we're just in two different worlds right now. You're married. I'm single, and she's the one that told me maybe we should love each other, but from afar. And I wish that I should have listened to her that day. But I think I was a little bit afraid because I saw her getting close to somebody. And I wasn't even a little, I was afraid that she was going to get too close to that one person and then forget about me. But what I should have done is listen to what she had said. And every time I just felt like, oh, I need to invite her here. I need to do this with her. I want her to be a part of it. And then sometimes she'd be like, I really don't want to. And I was the one pushing and like, no, come over. No, come over. And she would just tell me like, no, I'm just gonna be here. And I was always me persuading her to come over. And it was, like I said, I just wished I would have listened to her and then just left it as we'll love each other from afar. Because she even told me, like, you always know I'm just a phone call away. But of course, I didn't. And a big old incident happened, and I was drunk. It was a great time, but a bad time. We were having a great time, but so it became bad, and a whole mess went down. The next day, I wake up. Well, we all wake up, and I see that she had texted me, and it was basically like I was shit, kind of, but she was more hurt than anything. She felt that I should have had her back more, and she felt betrayed in whatever this, whatever happened. And I, I will always think I should have just. She didn't want to come over that day, and I kind of was like, "Come over, come over, come over, come over," and she still came, And then all that shit went down, and I got the message. I kind of half-assed read it, and I literally got in my truck and I drove to her house. And as I'm driving to her house, my kids call me because we all have the Life 360 or whatever. And then they're like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to her house. They were like, Mom, you didn't read, because she didn't only send it to me. She sent the message to all of us, to all my girls. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to her house. They're like, no, Mom, you didn't see her message. She said, no, you better not. I'm like, I am gonna go, because I don't. Me going was me fighting for our friendship. I was drunk that day. I do remember what happened. Some of what happened, and I just felt like I love this person so much. Why would I not go try to save it? So I literally drove to her house, knocked on her door. Mind you, I have a key to go into her house. I knocked on her door, pressed her doorbell ring thing, and I was like, we need to talk. If you want me to stop talking to this one person, I will. Like, I felt like I did my part in reaching out to her, and we known each other since we're like 16, and we're what haven't talked to her about, I think, 2 years. And I I felt like I begged her to answer. She never wanted to. And then I went home and I didn't talk to the other person because I was literally torn between the both of them. And I felt that I had tried my hardest. So then one day I called my other friend, our really close friend, and I asked him, like, he told me he already had known because she had called him and reached out to him, I guess, to give her side. I don't know what the intent of that was. And he's all like, you didn't do nothing wrong. He's like, why are you gonna stop talking to one friend when your other friend doesn't want to even talk to you? And he came over, we were drinking. When he came over, he was talking to me. He's like, yeah. He's like, why are you gonna lose one friend when your other friend doesn't even want to talk to you, that knows you the most? And I'm like, no, you're right. And then I remember that day, I was sitting on my porch, and the last thing I ever wrote her was that I will always love her. And ever since then, I never heard from her again. I wish her nothing but nothing but good things. I love her. I don't think she was a bad person. Like, I have, honestly, everybody, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna watch this, and they were waiting for this one.
Yeah, for sure.
They're waiting for me to talk about her, but I have, honestly, and I'm not trying to just say it because we're on the podcast or anything like that, and I know it's gonna go out. I hope she does hear it, to be honest, so she can know, like, I never wished her anything bad. I don't like the way it ended. I wish I would have listened to all the signs before and just kept it as friends. But
Do you feel if you would have just accepted the, hey, let's just love each other from afar, you would,
we'll still be friends now.
yes. And that's why I've accepted her not making the attempt to talk to me. Because it's like, I don't want to be the one pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Y al último me diga, like, bitch, fuck you, like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'd rather see you when I do see you and get that little bit of you than have nothing.
Yes. I truly believe, like, yes, I do. I miss her. I miss the conversations we had, the deepness. If you like you said, your friend, this one, she know everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And for a minute there, I knew she was so upset, and she, things, and I she posted something on social media that came to me, but I was mad. I think I was hurt because I know she knows my stuff, but I wasn't. I feel like, mm, just come and tell me how you feel. Like, let's talk about it. Like, but she's not. She never was like that. I had to. Oh, I am the type of person. If I have, like with you, if I have something going on and it's bothering me, I have to tell you, because then we're gonna act weird with each other, and I don't want to act weird with you or weird with anybody that I'm having a bond with. And I feel like holding it back makes it worse. It makes you doubt me, and I'm gonna doubt you, and that's not. So I would always reach out to her, and I wish she would have reached out to me and just fucking tell me, like, bitch, you fuck, like, don't send me a text message, call me, let's meet up, let's. To me, I felt like we were grown enough to, like, talk to each other, but I understood she was very upset, and I still understand to this day that she is very upset. And I do feel sad. I just feel in general just sad the way it ended. I wish it never ended the way it did. I think there would have been a better way, but like I will always say, I regret inviting her, not because I didn't want to spend time with her, but because I never knew what that day was going to end.
Do you feel like you could have avoided the situation? I feel like it's a little bit of guilt. Like you could have avoided the situation.
Yes.
And you could have still had your best friend.
Yes. Yeah, I do. And it's sad because not only did I lose a best friend, but my kids lost a good person that they consider family, and aunt. They would call her tia, and it was just, it's just sad the way it ended. I just feel like I wish it would have ended way better. And like I said, just listen. I think I didn't listen, and I think that was the biggest thing. I didn't listen when I should have listened. Yeah, because she was literally just a phone call away. But I hope, like I will say it, I hope she doing great. But as you get older, new people come into your life,
Yeah.
and you start growing relationships with new people that maybe you didn't want to open the door to it because you had your best friend. But I do say this: after having a best friend for a long time that you have told them every single thing, you will get friends, and in my opinion, and you will grow with some people. But I don't think there will ever
It's
be a
not the
best friend.
same.
It will
Yeah.
never be a best friend
I
anymore.
agree with you. I have several close friends. I don't call them best friends, close friends. And they all know a different part of my life, but they don't know what she knows.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I don't think nobody can ever match that best friend, even if
That
she
energy.
is, yes, even if I feel like even if somebody tried to, I don't think you just can't replace a best friend of like in 15 or plus years.
Yes, never.
Just like that. Yeah, no.
And then you learn to
Be careful with
tread
what you
with
say.
tread lightly with new people, and just be like, just like be very, very careful now. Think about what you say, who you hang around with. Um, it just makes you see friends different.
Yeah.
After losing the best friend or very close friend, you see friends different. And now you not only do you just like like just like we talk to each other, but it's like, we're still, it's not like we're getting to know each other, because I feel like we know each other, but it's like, well, like, okay, I'm gonna tell her this, or I'm gonna tell this person this, but I know I can tell this person this,
Yeah.
but not that person this. But I know I'm close to both of them, but I trust one a little bit more than the other one. And so I don't think there can ever be a new best friend after you had a best friend for 15 years. You can't. It's not the same. It'll never be the same energy. It'll never be anything but friends now. Because now I analyze fucking everything.
Yes.
I analyze everything. I watch how that person walks. I look at their spouse, their partner, like, are you gonna pillow talk? Like, I need to know, because if no, 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 no. You have to. Now it's like you analyze everything. Everything. It's just sad. I just feel bad. Even talking about it, it makes me feel sad. Like I don't have a sister. I've never had a sister, and to me, she was my sister, my everything at that time. But it is what it is. I can't do nothing about it now. Even if we were to, let's just say, even if we were to be friends now, unfortunately, it'll never be the same. I will never be. I don't think. I think if I see her, of course I will be cordial to her because I don't. I'm. I have nothing but good things about her, and I would. I would not be ugly to her. I would try to keep it cool, and I even if we're like, oh, let's sit down, and it's too to me is I just feel like it's too late now because now I've I feel like I tried and I understood that you were mad at that one point, or you were mad, or people stay mad for a long time. You can't control how people stay mad, or their hurt is not the same as your hurt. But I don't think I could ever try to be friends with her again, like friends that deep. I just would, if we were ever to talk and we were ever to be like, I don't know if squash it because there's nothing to be squashed. I just think that me understanding how she felt at the moment and her knowing that I do understand how she felt and just, hey, like it hurts to say, but I could never be friends with her again. Like we had our time, and I loved every minute of it, and I was sad every minute they were not together. But I'm okay. I'll be sad sometimes. I'm okay.
Do you feel like you're healed? Not healed, but like, is this the first time you willingly express that friendship out loud? Like,
Out loud to the public, yes. To my kids, I've told them a little bit. Um, they know that I was hurt. They know they got hurt with things that were said afterwards that they did not like. But it was just a lot of other stuff that happened that it was just ugly. It was just ugly. It was just ugly. Shouldn't have said, shouldn't have happened, and it was. But like I said, we all heal different. We all accept things different. But yeah, I do feel sad, guys. Sad moment. I was like, sad moment.
you were not expecting this?
No, but I know a lot of people were waiting for this. I think that thought the conversation was going to be different. But yeah. But I
also, sorry to cut you off.
no, you're fine.
I'm also that friend that I've had friends in between that I've lost in between. Several friends that I thought were my friends that I've lost in between the process. But I'm that friend that even if we stop talking, todo lo que me dijiste is like se queda conmigo. So even if we end in bad terms, which a good handful of them have ended in bad terms for whatever reason, the stuff that they confided me with, like I've kept it to myself. Because I feel like some friends that you think you have, you tell them a little bit, and as soon as something goes down, like they'll be like, "Well, this is her. This is what she told me. This is this and that."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm that friend that it doesn't matter like how bad it ends. Like I just keep everything to myself.
So I did get a little nervous when me and her stopped talking because I knew she was very upset. So when me and her stopped talking, I was a little nervous because I knew she was very pissed off. She was very mad, very hurt. So, like you said, your best friends know everything. Your true best friends know everything about you. So I did get a little nervous because, like I said, she knows my deepest, darkest secrets. But also, I know her deepest, darkest secrets. But I was more nervous of maybe, I don't know, maybe she was going to retaliate, like try to mess up. I don't, you think all kinds of stuff. Maybe her intentions were not that, but I knew she was hurt. And like I said, she had posted something on Instagram because she saw me with a person that she did not like. And I think in her eyes is that I chose that person over her, and it wasn't like that. I just wish I could have talked to her and tell her what the deal was, but she was already here. When she saw whatever she saw with me with the other person, she did not like it. So she went on social media and she wrote some stuff, and it came back to me, and I was like, oh shit, she's gonna start spilling the beans about certain things. And then me, I'm like, okay, well, let her spill it. I got stuff too. But then at the same time, I was like, you know what? I was all like, I did a lot of shit that I shouldn't have done, and I was worried about what my spouse is gonna think. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna beat you to it. So on my way that day, when I found out what she wrote, I was like, oh, I felt like it was gonna be messy. So I knew she was upset, very upset. And then on my way home, I called my man, and I was like, hey, this is what she posted. So I'm like, this is what she posted, and I'm gonna try to beat her to it. So I told him, I was like, I'm just gonna tell you everything that I can ever tell you. So if something comes at you, it won't be like you were the last one to know.
Yeah.
And then I talked to another friend about it, and then they were like, "Why would you do that? Be like, if you what it is what it is now. You and your man are together, so whatever you did, or whatever any secrets you have, it doesn't even matter. And when it comes out, we'll address it." And I was just like, I'm like, I just know she's very upset, and I was like, I'm just gonna. And then I literally told him, I was like, look, there's some things you don't know that I don't want you to know, but you know there's basically I did things, being upset, being hurt, being angry, being whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. Just the same thing like he did to me. We were both upset at points of our lives. We've been married for more than 15 years. I think 20. You know, we're stupid. So I talked to him and I was like, "Do you want to know?" He's all like, "No." I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yes." I go, "If anything comes out," I did tell him, I was like, "If anything comes out, ask me. I'm not gonna lie to you because there's no point in lying anymore." And he was like, "Okay." And we left it like that. And I was like, "Is there anything that you may have told her?" Because we all grew up together, him, her, and me. We all went to the same school. We all grew up together. And I'm like, maybe you got comfortable enough and told her some things or whatever it may be. And he's like, no. I was like, okay, it is what it is. I'm like, you're like, we're both lying to each other, whatever. I'm like, but if something comes out and you want to know, I'll just tell you. Like, there's no point in lying anymore.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And we left it like that. We never brought it up anymore. And like I said, I wish her nothing but the best. And there's really not much else to say. I still love her. I love her. Hopefully she's doing great. And basically it I can say. I do miss her. There's times I would like to call her for, like, like those 1 minute advices. They're like, dang, I did this, or I'm doing this in my life. My kids are doing this. Um, just different things that I miss. But that's it. That's all I have.
That's all you have.
Yes.
It was a great conversation. I'm glad I had it. I've never actually spoken out about it. I think that's why I cried, because me dio sentimiento, because I've never actually like expressed my feelings, and me trying to express my feelings to her, like we're kind of like that hard, like tough love.
Yeah.
So expressing our feelings wasn't really like a thing. But I feel like this was a really good episode.
Yes, this was a good topic. Let us know. Did you
How did you lose your best friend?
or a great friend, or anybody that you were very close to? Why did y'all stop talking? What happened? Was it you? Was it them? Or was it the y'all's circle? It can be a lot of things, not only just you and that person falling out. It can be other people putting their 2 cents into it, and we're just falling for the stupidity around us. But let us know. We would love to know.
We did ask on Instagram. So the first one says over a guy.
They lost a friend over a guy? That's terrible. Because ain't no good enough. Continue.
Misunderstandings.
I think that's common.
Yes.
I think that's the number one. Yeah. Misunderstandings.
Communication too.
Yes.
Communication is a big factor.
Yes.
I love our communication. I know we're not besties, but I love that I'm able to call you if something's bothering me. I love that I can tell you
Bitch.
pretty much anything. And
Yeah, like, be like, bitch, what the hell?
yes, like when I feel attacked by you, like earlier when you were harassing me.
Oh my goodness. She needs coffee because she's a little sassy.
This one says, I stopped drinking and my other friends continued, hardly see each other now.
I think that's common. But you learn your circle ain't gonna be the same after that. That's a
I feel like
given.
any situation where your life changes, your circle changes. So I feel like it's just a part of life. Like once you start to grow and change, so does your circle.
Yes.
She chose her abusive boyfriend over our friendship. I feel like this one's very common too.
Yes. Because do you support your best friend? Because at the end of the day, it's her life. You can tell her every day, he ain't shit. Your situation ain't shit. But like everybody's gonna put up with whatever they can put up. What can you do? It's up to you to put up with whatever. As a matter of fact, we had this discussion outside of the recording. The next one is because she was moving weird and trying to impress other people. Is that where you're at? Because she was moving weird and trying to impress other people. Right. Impress who? That's just, is you being a hater? Are you hating on your friend? You can't have a best friend that's being a hater either. Oh, you can read the next one.
Because I got married. Do you feel like that happens?
No, I can honestly say my ex best friend, she was cool with it. We would always do this little joke like, remember, when I die and my man is still alive, he's your man now. But we would say it like, because like, you know how a lot of women are, people are like, no, you can never be happy. Like, who lied to you, sir, and told you you're going to be happy if I'm not in this world? No, sir. And so we would always say that little trick, like that little saying, like, if I die, this is your wife. Say hello, honey. We would play around like that. Okay, so then the next one, oh my God, it says, I'm gonna read it. You wanna read it or you want me to read it?
You read it.
Okay, mine is too long to fit in this box, LOL. We were a group of 3, and then my best friend that I knew since middle school started dating the other girl in what? In another group?
In our group.
Oh, in our group. Oh, 2 girls?
So they're all girls.
Oh, the other girl didn't want her around me, so they both completely stopped talking to me. On top of that, their family didn't know they were bisexual slash lesbians. So my ex best friend's mom, who had a good relationship with my mom and me, would reach out to me and come to my house when she would find love letters and ask me to translate them. I would cover for both of them because it wasn't my place to tell their parents what was going on. Unfortunately, my ex-best friend came out to her mom and her mom didn't take it well. And my ex-best friend decided to start a what?
A rumor.
A rumor saying that I was the one that outed her and it was my fault that her mom didn't take it well. She knew that I had nothing to do with it. Well, that's sad.
So it's literally,
She was trying to ride for her.
So it's literally 3 friends. 2 were bisexual lesbians. She was trying to cover for her friend that she wasn't to her mom, but she ended up
Yes.
losing.
She lost everything.
Yeah, that's sad.
That is sad. She was trying to ride for you and you let her go. How dare you, bitch. God. Hope you don't have a best friend anymore. No, I'm playing. Fuck you and your friend. No, I'm playing. Okay, the next one.
The last one, because I'm too honest.
Oh, I'm hella honest, but my friend was still there when I needed her. Like, she would be like, okay, that's enough, Allison. Shut the fuck up. Like, but I'm just very honest. I don't, I think go for it, friend.
Yeah.
A friend's gonna be a friend whether you're too honest, not whatever the hell. Your breath stinks. She'll be like, bitch, go brush your teeth. But this is a good episode. I do love this one. This one was a good one. I think this was a very anticipated one on my end with my viewers.
I feel like this could be a part 2 because I do have some stuff to bring up about friends.
Okay.
So I feel like this will probably have a part 2. I think our next one will probably be the part 2 to this one. Just because I feel like friendship is like a big, like high school friends, middle school friends, like
Yes.
not your best friend, but like other friends.
Oh my God, that is such a good one because I do have a good friend that she's still a good friend. And I miss her, and I found out she went through something terrible. And then she told me, I called you. I kept on calling you, but you said you would call me back. And you never called me back. She goes, I tried to tell you. She goes, but you would always just tell me every day on your way to work, Allison, you're too busy. You call me back. She goes, bitch, you never called me back. I found out some bad stuff. And then I was like, so sorry, but what can you tell somebody when you know what I mean?
When they tell you fucked up.
But then I was all like, bitch, you should have told, like, been clear to me. Like, she never really said something was going on. Maybe she did and I didn't listen, but I have a friend like that.
Something similar happened between me and you. I called you one time, I was freaking out, and you were like, I'll call you back. And you never called me back. And I'm that person that if you don't call me
When
back,
was
I'm really
it?
mad.
Oh, that's part 2. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
Fuck me. I mean, no. I mean, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. Oh my God. So is it a repetitive thing? Is this a problem?
Are you the problem?
Am I the problem? Oh my God. I'm the problem. Terrible. Oh my
So
gosh.
I feel like this is a good ending to this episode.
So part 2. Part 2.
Yes,
There
for
has
sure.
to be a part 2
For
then.
sure.
Okay.
Guys, well, like, comment,
Share. Subscribe. Yes.
XOXO,
XO.
your favorite duo.